There's a game being played. But here's the kicker. You're already in it. You've been in it your whole life. The rules, the strategies, the invisible forces that govern how things unfold, they're not as hidden as you think. In fact, they're right in front of you, quietly shaping your reality, even as you sleepwalk through your days. The question is, are you playing consciously or are you just reacting? Most people operate on autopilot. They're swept up in the current of life, endlessly chasing after what they've been told is success, happiness, and fulfillment. But here's the brutal truth. They're chasing after someone else's dream, someone else's version of the game. They haven't paused long enough to ask, is this my dream? The elite, the few who've cracked the code, they don't just react to life, they create it. They understand that every moment is a blank canvas, a fresh opportunity to redefine who they are and what they're here to do. They've learned that their true power doesn't come from doing more, but from understanding who they truly are, and then living from that place of alignment. At the heart of the game is one undeniable fact. Your beliefs shape your reality. The world doesn't give you what you want. It gives you who you are. If you believe life is a struggle, it will be. If you believe you are destined for greatness, you'll start to see the path unfold before you, even in the most unexpected ways. Here's the shift. What if you stopped chasing and started allowing? What if you stopped forcing and started trusting that the right things will unfold at the right time when you're aligned with who you truly are? The elite don't constantly push against the current. They align themselves with it. They understand that effortless action is far more powerful than force. Now, this isn't a sit back and wait for things to happen message. This is about a radical shift in perspective. It's about choosing to see life as a reflection of your inner state. When you master that, the world becomes your mirror, and what you see in the reflection is the life you're truly capable of creating. So here's your first insight. Your external world is a direct mirror of your internal world. Want to change what's happening around you? Start by shifting what's happening within you. It's not about what you're doing, it's about who you're being. The elite are masters of this. They don't wait for circumstances to change to feel empowered. The key is in your energy. Are you showing up as the version of you who has already achieved what you desire, or are you showing up as someone still waiting for permission? The game has already begun, and now it's time for you to wake up and play with intention. There's another layer to this game, one even fewer people talk about. Beyond mindset, beyond alignment, there's awareness. Because here's the truth. You can't change a system you're still unconscious inside of. Most people operate on autopilot, replaying mental programs they never chose in the first place. The elite, they wake up, they observe their thoughts, they question their assumptions. They zoom out and ask, is this belief actually mine, or was it given to me? That's the next evolution of power, conscious awareness. When you become the observer of your inner world, you stop reacting and start creating. And here's a deeper truth. Energy is currency. Your attention, your focus, your emotion, these are not just passive things, they are investments. Wherever you consistently place your energy, that part of your life grows. So ask yourself, where has your energy been going? Toward worry, doubt, scarcity, or toward vision, gratitude, and expansion? The elite don't just protect their time, they protect their state. They treat their energy like gold because they know it's the foundation for everything they build. You can't manifest a life of clarity from a mind full of chaos. Your inner space must match the life you want to attract. Here's something else that changes the game. Identity is fluid. You don't have to be who you were yesterday. You don't have to keep telling the same story. Who you are is not a fixed concept. It's a choice you make in every moment. Reinventing yourself doesn't require permission, just decision. The elite don't wait for external proof to believe in a new version of themselves. They become that version now. They move as if their vision is inevitable. That's the secret sauce, embodiment. They live from the outcome before it arrives. And that frequency, that unwavering certainty, it speeds everything up. And here's the wildest part. Life doesn't test you to break you. It tests you to align you. Challenges aren't blocks, they're mirrors. They reflect back the parts of you that aren't yet aligned with your vision. Every setback, every delay, every rejection is a nudge. Realign your frequency. The elite welcome this feedback. They don't shrink from difficulty. They use it to sharpen clarity. The question isn't, why is this happening to me? But rather, what is this showing me about my alignment? Because at the end of the day, reality isn't personal. It's precise. It's a perfect reflection of your dominant energy, belief, and identity. Master those, and you master the game. There's a critical difference between pushing and pulling. Most people try to muscle their way through life, forcing outcomes, chasing goals with clenched fists and tired hearts. But force is fragile. It's rooted in fear, scarcity, and the illusion of control. The elite, they understand the subtle art of flow. Flow doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing what aligns. It's presence with direction, intention without desperation. It's knowing when to act and when to allow. The most powerful shifts happen not when you're doing more, but when you're doing what's right for your energy. And here's the deeper truth. Clarity isn't found in the noise. It lives in stillness. We've been conditioned to equate motion with progress, but constant motion without inner alignment is just burnout in disguise. Silence isn't emptiness, it's access. It's where intuition speaks, where inspiration whispers, where the next aligned move reveals itself. The elite cultivate this silence. They create space not just in their schedule, but in their mind. They understand that inner stillness is not weakness, it's a frequency upgrade. Another powerful shift? They stop asking how all the time. The need to know how everything will unfold is a form of control rooted in fear. It's resistance in disguise. The elite trust the what and why and let the how unfold through aligned action. They understand that surrender isn't giving up, it's opening up. It's trading linear effort for exponential momentum. This is where the quantum leap happens. You don't get there by logical steps. You get there by identity shifts, by choosing to operate from the reality you want, not the one you're trying to escape. You become a vibrational match before the evidence appears. And then, when the evidence shows up, it feels like magic, but it was simply frequency meeting form. And here's a truth that flips everything upside down. Your environment responds to your energy, not the other way around. Stop waiting for life to give you permission to believe. Your belief is what gives life permission to shift. You embody it first, and the world adjusts. This is the code the elite live by. They don't wait for proof. They become the proof. They understand that they are the source, not the result. So here's your invitation. Start being the person you'd be if everything you desired already existed. Make decisions from that identity. Speak from that frequency. Walk in that energy. And then watch how the world rearranges itself around your new center. Because life isn't responding to your wishes. It's responding to your signal. If your conscious mind is the captain, your subconscious is the ocean. And no matter how hard the captain steers, if the ocean is stormy, progress will always feel like a fight. This is where 99% of people get stuck. They consciously say they want success, love, abundance, but subconsciously they're wired for fear, limitation, and survival. It's not their fault. The subconscious mind is shaped early by parents, culture, trauma, school, religion. It holds the beliefs you didn't choose but inherited. The elite know this. That's why they don't just hustle harder, they reprogram deeper. They go straight to the source of their patterns. They watch their inner dialogue. They catch the limiting story in real time and say, wait, who taught me this? Is this even true? From that awareness, they begin to rewrite the script. Here's how it works. The subconscious learns through feeling and frequency, not logic. That's why affirmations don't work when you're disconnected. You can't just say it. You have to believe it, feel it, embody it. You have to saturate your internal world with the vibration of the new truth. And here's something wild. The subconscious doesn't know the difference between real and imagined. Visualize with emotion, and your brain literally rewires itself. Feel abundance, and your nervous system calibrates to it. Act like you're already whole, and healing begins. The elite use this every day. They visualize with precision. They emotionalize their future. They create a felt experience of the life they're building before it arrives. This isn't fantasy. This is quantum instruction. The subconscious is the blueprint system of reality. Rewire it, and everything else, your habits, your relationships, your income, your self-worth, will follow like gravity. And then there's emotional alchemy. Stop fearing your emotions and start using them. Every feeling carries a message, a charge, a gift. Fear shows you where your edge is. Anger reveals boundaries. Sadness clears space. Instead of avoiding these states, the elite move through them consciously. They ask, what is this showing me? What's the upgrade here? They transmute heaviness into wisdom. They use emotional intensity as fuel. They know that emotional mastery isn't about never feeling low. It's about not getting stuck there. It's about letting emotion move, not letting it define you. Your frequency is sacred. Guard it like your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Energy leaks through toxic conversations, distractions, environments that drain you. The elite create energetic boundaries, not just to keep others out, but to keep their frequency pure. They know that alignment requires space, protection, intention. Because the higher you rise, the more your energy must be curated, not by fear, but by devotion to your highest self. There's a moment when you realize you don't have to earn your dream life. You simply have to match it. This is the foundation of quantum identity shifting. It's not about getting there. It's about being there internally before it ever shows up externally. Because in the quantum field, time isn't linear. It's responsive. It bends to the clarity of your identity. The elite don't wait for success to change them. They change first, and success follows. They embody the identity of the person who already has what they want. The confidence, the decisions, the energy, the standards. They ask themselves daily, how would that version of me think, feel, speak, move, choose? And then they live from that. This is the ultimate hack, because your identity is not who you are, it's who you've been choosing to be. And in any moment, you can choose again. Here's a deep truth. Transformation doesn't take time. It takes decision. Identity shifts aren't about slow change. They're about immediate alignment. The timeline only drags when your frequency wavers. When you're locked in, mentally, emotionally, energetically, reality rushes to catch up. Want to know why some people seem to quantum leap while others grind forever? It's because they've collapsed the gap between who they are and who they want to be. They're not reaching. They're returning to a version of themselves that always existed, just buried under doubt, noise, and conditioning. So how do you do this? Clarity first. Get crystal clear on who that version of you is, not just their results, but their essence, their energy, their boundaries, their choices. Act now, not later. Don't wait to have the resources to start behaving like them. Start now. Speak the way they'd speak. Walk into rooms the way they would. Make micro decisions from their standard. Collapse the if language. Replace if I succeed with now that I'm succeeding. Make future reality your present assumption. Language matters. It sets frequency. Create rituals that reinforce identity. The elite don't leave their frequency up to chance. They anchor it with practices. Morning alignment, meditation, scripting, high-frequency movement, conscious environment design. These aren't habits. They're identity activators. And here's the wild truth. The version of you who already has everything you desire, they're not somewhere out there. They're within. You're not creating a new you. You're revealing the true one. This is what quantum leaping is really about. Shedding what you're not so you can return to what you've always been. And when you do, the shift is unmistakable. People will say, you've changed. But the truth is, you've just stopped pretending. You've stepped into the frequency of your truth. And life has no choice but to rearrange itself in your favor. Now that you've unlocked these secrets, it's time to embrace the full power of the game. It's not about learning more, it's about living differently. You've been given the tools, the principles, and the keys. The next step, to truly own them and live from them. The ultimate realization, you are the game. Most people wait for life to hand them the outcomes they desire. They believe they're passive players in a world of circumstances. But the elite understand that life isn't happening to them. It's responding to them. This is where true mastery begins, in fully accepting your role as the creator, not the victim. You are the architect of your reality. The life you see around you, the abundance, the relationships, the circumstances, is a mirror of your inner world. Every decision you make, every thought you think, every emotional choice you embody is an energetic imprint on the canvas of your life. Here's where the real magic happens. The invisible rules of reality, those that the elite have cracked, are based on one thing: frequency alignment with the life you desire. It's not just about what you do, but how you become. This is your power. You can choose to live from the frequency of your highest self now. And as you do, the universe has no choice but to bend to that higher vibration. The law of attraction is not a passive waiting game. It's a vibrational match game. The more aligned you are with your desired reality, the more it magnetizes towards you. Here's something the elite understand deeply. Momentum is your greatest ally. Once you begin, don't stop. Success doesn't require constant effort. It requires consistency in the frequency you hold. Little by little, day by day, your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions must reflect the version of you who already has it all. The more you embody this identity, the faster everything begins to align. You've learned that surrender isn't giving up. It's opening up. It's trusting that the universe, when given clear, unwavering direction, will always deliver. But trust doesn't mean passivity. It means flowing with life, not against it. The final rule for living this game: be your own authority. Stop waiting for external validation. Stop asking if you're worthy, because you already are. Stop seeking permission to live your highest potential. You are the creator of your own permission slip. The elite don't wait for others to tell them it's possible. They decide it's possible first. They don't need approval or affirmation from the outside world. They validate themselves through their own belief, action, and embodiment. They trust that the universe is simply a mirror of their internal alignment. If they're aligned, everything flows. Here's your final challenge. Commit to the frequency of your dream life every single day. Wake up with the energy of someone who has already succeeded. Speak with the conviction of someone who is unstoppable. Act from the place of someone who is already living their vision. And watch how reality shifts to match your vibration. Remember, life is not about chasing. It's about becoming. The most powerful truth of all: you've already won. Now go out and live it. Your dreams are waiting to meet you in the quantum field. Step into them, walk in alignment, and let the game unfold in your favor.